What's up, y'all? It is your girl, Sarah from Sarah Styles here. Welcome to What Sold Wednesday. I hope everyone has had a wonderful week. This video, I'm going to show you actual items that sold for me from the past week. So I'm looking at September 16th through September 22nd. I will show you the actual items that sold for me on PoshMark and on eBay. And then I'm going to dig into my data a little bit. Specifically this week, I'm going to look at sourcing strategies, things that I've been trying the past couple months, things that I'm currently looking at and trying, and how I decide if those are going to work for me, as well as top brands, top categories, and other various things that come up during this. This is live, so feel free to drop down those questions down below if you have anything as I'm going through this, or let me know how your week was, what you guys are changing, and what you're doing as well. I like doing this live because I like communicating with everybody and seeing how things are going for you and getting ideas from each other. So if you like content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe. I do this every single week. I also have a Monday accountability call every single Monday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard. It's open to the community. Anybody can join it, and we just talk about our goals and our successes for the weeks and the weeks to come. So how is everyone's week going? And we'll get into this, but my week, the sales were better this week than they were the previous week. I'll kind of talk about some things that I've been doing as I wait for people to hop on. I do have a couple quick announcements. So first one is I did a large giveaway on my Instagram. We had over 1,000 people entered the giveaway, a reselling parent giveaway. So I'm so excited that we were able to do that, and we're going to be announcing the winners on my Instagram and everyone else's Instagram tonight. So head on over to the Instagram and see who won these amazing prizes. Also, I told you last week that I had a big surprise, and the big surprise is dun, da, 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 I am a speaker at PoshFest. So if you guys, oh, am I blurry? Let me see. I used my thank you. Is that better? I just use my computer. And sometimes my kids' fingerprints get on it. Let me clean it off. Hopefully that's better. Is that better? So I'm a PoshFest speaker. Hooray, hooray. So I am going on the lunchtime-ish. I think it's 11:45 maybe. PoshFest is this following week, not this weekend, but the weekend coming after. It's on Friday and on Saturday. I am speaking on spreadsheet success for PoshMark. So definitely, if you guys have a PoshMark ticket, or PoshFest ticket, head on over. Thanks, Jacob. Thanks, Grumpy Thrifters. If you guys do have a PoshFest ticket, head on over there and check out that session. If you did not get a PoshFest ticket, or you're not able to make this session, I am going to try and record it and put it up on my channel. And I also am going to I have it scheduled already. Next Friday, I will do a live recap of day one. So we'll go over sessions, big takeaways, and talk about kind of what happened in day one. And then I'm planning the following Monday, instead of my normal accountability chat, I'm going to have a couple of people on for a recap of day two. So if you aren't able to make it, or there's breakouts, so there's 3 sessions at one time. Hopefully we can have a little bit. Hopefully we can have a little bit of a recap and information as well. Duncan's asking if I changed my hairstyle. I have not. It's just pinned back and dirty. I worked out today and I did not wash it. Thanks for noticing, Duncan. The other thing too, so as I've mentioned in some previous videos, I am working on a course. So it's going to be a little bit different than other courses out there, in the sense that I'm not going to show you Bolo brands. I'm not going to show you how to do PoshMark or how to do eBay. I think there's a lot of content out there like that already, and it gets outdated very quickly. Bolo brands now are going to be different than Bolo brands for 6 months from now. PoshMark could change, eBay could change, there could be new various platforms, lots of things can change. So I want to teach you how to look at your data and how to be able to decide what is working for you, what's not working, and how you can fix it. And then also how to make decisions and pivot your business based off of your numbers. So if you are interested in a course like that, there is a interest form down below. When it comes out, I will do like a pre-sale, I think, and then send out coupon codes as well. So if it's something that you might be interested in, the form is in the description. And then also I have a palette. You guys can see the chaos that is my life right now. My palette came in yesterday. And so in the last palette that I had, I did mystery boxes, and it was a lot of fun. And so I think I'm going to do some mystery boxes again now this time it is activewear. So if you're interested in activewear, there is a mystery box form down below as well. I'm thinking I'll probably do maybe some pre-sales or discount codes for that. So I'm very interested in those are my announcements. Let's get into how I did for the week. So I'm going to start. I'll go over some updates that I've made, and then also maybe platform updates, economic updates, things that have changed from one week to another that could be impacting these sales. I will get into my data, show you some of my data, and then we end with showing you my actual items that sold. So it is a meaty content. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and let's get right into it. So this week I sold 12,000, not 12,000, God, I wish, 1,200. It's still really good because keep in mind, I am a reselling mom, 3 kids, remote learning at home. So I really am spending less than 20 hours a week on reselling activities, not including social media, but just reselling, shipping, processing, photos, listing, all of that, less than 20 hours a week. $1,275. That is 46 items that I sold. The split out is eBay was 24, Poshmark was 20, and then ThreadUp, I have added, you guys, if you've watched me, I have added ThreadUp into it. It is a little bit of a process. You have to send your items into them. They process it. If something sells, they don't pay you out for 2 weeks in case it does get returned. So there is one ThreadUp sale in there because they pulled it for a goodie box. So that means that ThreadUp does goodie boxes. And if they pull it for a goodie box to kind of put in this mystery goodie box that they sell, they pay you out right away. So I do have my very first ThreadUp sale in there. The thing that's exciting, some of the payouts, hopefully these payouts come in. Something I did is some of the stuff from my palette that I had multiples of, I shipped to ThreadUp, and then I have it on eBay and on Poshmark. And hopefully one doesn't get returned because I already have one that is sold up on Poshmark, on eBay, and on ThreadUp. So I'm excited to show you guys the difference in payouts between those. So definitely make sure to follow me if you want to see how ThreadUp is comparing to other platforms. So real quick, I want to talk a little bit about economic updates, and then also as well as updates, things that I am doing and I have changed in the past. So for me, I have my second palette has arrived. You guys can see that. If you want a mystery box, the link for that is down below. Something else that I'm noticing a lot, and we've been talking about, quickly, I'll touch on economic factors. Not much has changed in the past week, with the exception of the Supreme Court dying. Oh my God, it's completely blanking my mind. Can you guys help me out? Ruth. This is what happens when you do live. I can't edit this out. Help me out. But the Supreme Court, she died, right? So that kind of puts a jolt in things. Just and economic or politically, things are a little bit, it's about a month before the election. So that can always cause a little bit of uneasiness and people holding on to their money a little bit more. But other than that update week to week, it's just your general, we're in the middle of a pandemic. People aren't spending as much, unemployment as well. The stimulus has not come back out. They haven't done any stimulus. The West Coast is on fire, so they're not shopping a lot right now. You know, they're being evacuated. There's hurricanes in and out of the South and as well. So those are things that could be impacting. I have noticed a huge increase in at least 50% off our offers, 50% or more offers. And I'm going to tell you, I'll hint on it a little bit, but I want to see, I'm doing something different this month. So at the end of the month, I'll kind of let you guys know how it works. I'll touch on it a little bit, but I'm going to tell you at the end of the month into next month, things that I've been doing to combat that, or what I'm kind of business decisions that I am doing to work with that. My Poshmark activity, I'm going to be completely honest, I have decreased it this past week 95%. I was feeling a bit burnt out on Poshmark. I was feeling like I'm spending a ton of time. I'm very thirsty on Poshmark, like commenting on everyone, sending offers, and just spending hours and hours a day on Poshmark for little sales. And I really looked at my data and I was like, is this worth my time? The sales that I'm getting on Poshmark, is it worth the time that I'm spending on it? And so I wanted to not spend the time on it last week. So that's something that changed. I significantly decreased my Poshmark sales. However, I sold 21 items this week compared to 12 items the week before. And I have a crack theory for Poshmark. It is a social media app. And if you know anything about social media apps, it is like it is an addiction. They want you to stay addicted. And so I have this crack theory with Poshmark that they want you to stay addicted. And so if you pull back your activity for it, it kind of increases your sales to get you back into that addiction. I've done it quite a few times in the past, and I've noticed the same thing. I don't recommend pulling back completely on Poshmark for long periods of time because then you won't make sales. I did continue to share and spend, minutes here and there, but not my normal daily activities like I normally do. So that is something that I changed on Poshmark. eBay, I'm still listing 7 items a day. I do my daily activities on eBay. I did do a 50 after my video last week and talking with everyone. Do you ever think about, that's a good question. Do you ever think about not doing Poshmark anymore? To be completely honest, it's on the back of my mind. That's part of the reason that I am trying ThreadUp. I do think that you should have, unless it's my own business, which we talked in my Monday call, Poshmark, eBay, ThreadUp, these are not my own businesses. I do not have control over them. eBay could shut me down, or eBay could have complications. Last fall, they had a bunch of complications and people lost their sales because item descriptions, lots of things can happen. So I do think it's smart to have my items in multiple different places, but I am looking at different places in addition to Poshmark, or possibly it's substituting Poshmark. My data will absolutely drive that. So make sure to follow these videos, because I will show you my data and the trends if my data is speaking to that. But that is absolutely one of the reasons that I'm trying ThreadUp, to see what amount of income I can get from ThreadUp, and comparing my time is money. And this is something I'll talk about in the course, is how do you decide what your time is worth and where to put it? There's only so much time that you have in the day, and where is the best place to put your time? So the other thing I wanted to mention is I did, after my video last week, I was going through my sales, and a lot of the sales, the offers I was getting was 50% off. So I was like, cool, let's do a 50% off sale. Since I'm taking these offers anyways, maybe if I do a 50% off sale, I will get more sales from it. So I did do a 50% off sale on eBay. I'll show you the actual items that sold in this sale, but just quickly, 75% of my sales. So I did the sale from Thursday to Monday morning. 75 of my sales from this weekend were from that sale. So it did work. I got 75% of my sales came from that 50% off sale. However, as one would anticipate, it was a 50% off sale. My ASP is usually around $35 to $40 range. The sale items, the ASP was $23. So it did go down, but $23 average sale price inventory to get rid of. I did the sale on about half of my closet, items that I had for a longer period of time. And then on Monday, I was getting a lot of watchers on the 50% off sale items. If I got a watcher on the 50% off items, I did not send an additional discount. I sent a discount on Monday when the sale ended. Like, hey, you missed out on the sale, but maybe you guys still want it. Nobody purchased from that. So I did a 30% off. So no one purchased from that. Let's get into the data. How is everybody's week going? Let's see. What's up, Jacob? Good for you. Same here. Posh isn't as profitable as last year. Yep, I will show you that as well. I am up year over year, but it's because I added eBay, not because Poshmark is up. Poshmark is actually down. I need a class for your spreadsheets for complete and utter idiots. Yes, so definitely Grumpy Thrifters, sign up. It's not a specific class for my spreadsheets. I talk about information from the spreadsheets, but you can get value out of the course without having the spreadsheets. I'll talk about how to do your time is money type of comparison, and how to look at sell-through rates and average sale prices. And so having my dashboards will make the content more useful. But if you have your own metrics that you look at, or if you are competent in spreadsheets and stuff and you don't need the dashboards, the course can still be helpful. If you do have the dashboard, I will be speaking specifically to metrics in my dashboard. One other reselling lady I know gave up Posh altogether and spent more time on eBay. I don't feel comfortable on one platform. I don't. Things happen. If it was specifically I have my own website, and so I might start putting stuff on there, and then I have full control over it. But even then, like if something were to happen to eBay this is a great example. Last year, they did updates, item specifics on clothing was one of the updates, and it got completely fumbled apart, and people were having to go in and one by one fix every single item. And people I know that I wasn't on eBay. I was very, very little on eBay at the time, but people I knew that were on eBay, their sales decreased 50, 75%. Because they were having to go in, I have 900 listings. If I have to go into each item and change the item specifics for 900 listings, that's going to take me weeks, if not over a month to do, which means that I'm not making sales, right? So I don't feel comfortable being on just one platform. However, I'm kind of leaning towards pulling back on Poshmark, and that's why I did this week, not spending as much time on Poshmark. I sent out another ThreadUp box. I'm working on the palette. I was able to spend more time on my reselling course. So looking at my time and figuring out where is the best place to spend my time, if that makes sense. So let's hop into the data. This is my data this is the Sarah Styles. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I just have to get everything set up on my screen so I can still see you guys. So this is the Sarah Styles sales and trends dashboard. So this is for sale. This is a template. Let me show you real quick if you're not familiar with it. You do for this one, it's for all platforms, but you do have to track and manage all of your own data. When something gets listed, it gets put in here. When something sells and I package it, it gets updated that it was sold. So keep that in mind if this is a dashboard that you're looking into. But this tells you all of your platforms as well as, and we'll get into this, your sourcing spots and a simulator and such. So here we are. And I'm just going to note this because it looks like my gross revenue is really down. And I actually, because I have 3 children at home, I do this from Tuesday to Tuesday. So the data that we're looking at is September 16th to September 22nd. However, because the dashboard is so smart, it updates September 23rd because today is the 23rd. So I'm actually missing today's data. I shipped today, but it's just not updated here for the sake of this video. So I'm actually not down this much. When I looked yesterday, I was really only down, I think it was like $600. So I was down, but not as much. I was up an item. So I had sold more items. I was up selling one more item, but my average sale price was down, roughly around this, maybe a little bit more, $6, roughly down $6. Some of that is due to 75% of my sales this weekend on eBay were 50% off, right? That is going to drive my lower average sale price. However, and this, I'm going to have to keep this in mind for next time I do the video, maybe take a screenshot or something for you guys. But yesterday when I looked, because it's 1 day lag, so it's looking 28 days compared to the previous 28 days, and it's counting today as a day. And as far as data import, I did not import any data today because I prepared everything yesterday. I have 3 children. I did it the night before. So I'll have to keep that in mind. But when I looked yesterday, my sell-through rate was actually up. And this is something that I want to touch on for you guys as well. So you have average sale price and you have sell-through rate. If you have a high average sale price, you're going to sell less items. If you have a high sell-through rate, typically you're going to be able to sell lower price items. I've talked with Duncan in fairly big detail on this point, but if you want a high sell-through rate, if you have an average sale price of $10 an item, your sell-through rate typically is things are going to sell quicker. People will buy more items if they're only $10, where if you're selling a Louis Vuitton bag, it's going to sit for a little bit longer. Right, if that makes sense. So let's look at my monthly summary. So this is looking at, if you aren't familiar with the dashboard, you can come down here. I can enter in my goal for the month. If you have the dashboard, you can enter in whatever goal you want. I'm currently in very slow growth mode. A couple months ago, I had this at like 8,000 or 9,000, intending to grow. And then kids are remote learning. And I was like, I got to scale that back down. So I don't know that I'm going to hit this 6,000 this month. I'm at 60%. We have about another week left. I'm not sure that I'm going to get there. The other one thing I want to note on as well is my items listed looks like it's down. Up here it says that it's Oh, it says that it's down by 5. Part of the reason this is down is my lister usually gets really far ahead, and we were having some issues. If you have a virtual assistant on eBay, they're making some system updates on the back end, and she actually wasn't able to log in for the majority of the weekend, so she wasn't able to do as many listings as she normally does. So far, I have still been listing 7 items a day, with the exception of today. I only listed 6, but I'm hoping that she'll get me one more by the end of the day, and I can do that 7. So this is kind of where I'm at. I don't think there's anything earth-shattering here. My average cost of goods is going up a little bit. I've been between $3 and $4. Now I'm closer to almost $6. That's because a pallet, when you're buying items from a pallet, typically speaking, they're going to cost more than thrift store prices. And we'll look at that in a minute. My sell-through rate is higher than it's been last month. I think it was around 10%. Part of this being, like I said, my sell-through rate is higher because my average sale price is going down. There's no one right way to do this. And this has actually been part of my strategy. I am noticing that I'm getting lower offers. I'm noticing that I am getting lower offers. People are buying more of my lower end items. And so if I'm going to pivot my business for a lower priced items or higher discounts, I want to make sure that my sell-through rate is increasing. If I'm discounting my items or selling lower priced items and my sell-through rate is not increasing, then I need to dig a bit deeper into that. So now we are looking at some of my inventory. I'm actually not really going to go over top categories and brands. If you aren't familiar with the dashboard, you can look at your top categories and brands for whatever time period that you want to look at. For the sake of this video today, I've looked in days past or in weeks past. I'll probably look again in another week or two. But today I really want to talk about platforms, and then I also want to talk about sourcing strategies because I've added a few new places into it. So I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I was talking with Jacob a little bit that my Poshmark sales were down month over month. However, my overall year over year is up. And that's because, so you can see, I'm actually already, this is actually good. You can see here, this is my September compared to my September last year. It's not even the end of the month, and year over year, I'm up. So that's one metric to look at, which is good. So even though my month over month up here, I am down, year over year, I'm up. So I'm happy with that. Definitely happy with that. And the big driver behind this is adding another platform. Like I said, I'm going to continue to figure out adding a new platform takes time. You have to learn a new platform. It takes time to list. Even if you have these resell or the tools that help you list, like List Perfectly is one that I've used, and it still takes time. You have to learn it. You have to take the items off. There's still learning and time around multiple platforms. So I really am cognizant of which platforms I am spending my time on. Right now it's Poshmark and eBay. I actually recently took everything off of Etsy except for my dashboards. Vintage wasn't selling, and you had to pay to be on Etsy. You have to pay to relist your items, and they weren't selling. So Etsy, I actually don't have any items in there. ThredUp, like I said, I'm starting the ThredUp journey. It's probably been about a month. So you order a kit, you send in the items. It takes about a week to get your items there. I do the expedited, so they process it in under a week. The first kit that I sent in, it actually took them 10 days to process, so they refunded me for that. So now you're talking, you get it together, but let's say you send it out, it takes a week. They process it in a week. You're now at 2 weeks. And even if you sold everything that first day, it would still take 2 weeks to pay out. So it's at least a month of start to finish, if you sell an item on the very first day, of you getting a payout. So we will start to see some payouts here. Like I said, my first payout was $3.52. That was for a goodie box. So typically speaking, and there's a ThredUp actually gives a lot of really good information on their website, but they have a mid-tier goodie box price range. And what they pulled was, I should have brought the picture up for you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm not used to showing you ThredUp. I will show you ThredUp in the future when things sell. But it was like a new Tags Calvin Klein shirt. I think it was on ThredUp for like $28. And so the payout was $3.52 bins for that. If they pull it for a goodie box, though, they pay it out right away, which is why I have this payout. So you can see PoshMark, I'm down about $1,100. We still have about, a week, 9 days of the month left. But I don't think that I'm going to be nearly what I was last year. $2,500 was actually a good month for me on PoshMark. However, year over year, I'm up. I don't have year over year eBay data because I was not on eBay last year. But I like to compare the two platforms as well. So how is my average sale price? What are things selling higher on eBay? Are things selling higher on PoshMark? And while this says eBay is $32, so you're talking $2 higher than PoshMark, the numbers that I put into my dashboard are gross numbers. I'm going to say if you guys have the dashboard, you just need to stay consistent. If you're taking fees out and you're doing, the number that you're putting in is less shipping, then make sure that you're putting that in for all the platforms so you're comparing apples to apples. I do a high level gross number, but eBay, so my gross number on eBay does count for shipping, which typically is about 8 to 10% usually for the month for me. So you would take, 10% to be an easy number. My average sale price now is at $29 on eBay compared to $30. But then if you want to talk a net number, eBay fees tend to be about 15%. PoshMark fees tend to be about are 20%. So they're right neck and neck, I would say. Another thing that is really good for me, I worked really hard last year on increasing my average sale price. It was $24 last year, and now I'm up to $30, which is really good considering my average sale price is actually down. So with the increase, with the current decrease, I'm still up year over year. Two metrics that I like to look at as well. And then COGS are in here and my profit. So you can see cost of goods is taken out of here as well. ThreadUp is down here at $3.52 because it was an immediate payout for like a lower ticket item. I will say some of the things that sold, I am very excited to share with you if they get paid out. I've sold 5 items so far. They haven't paid out, so I'm not going to show you guys until they pay out. I've sold 5 items so far. 2 of them are items that I'd had in my closet for over a year, and I probably would have given to you on PoshMark or eBay. That's how low the offers I was sending out were. And they sold, one sold for $88 and one sold for like $350. So I'm hoping they don't get returned, but stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel if you guys want to see how how ThreadUp compares to the other platforms. And then the one item as well, I will show you that sold on PoshMark, on eBay, and on ThreadUp. It's the exact same item. I'll show you how it compares to each other once it gets paid out on eBay. So sourcing, a couple of things I want to touch on. This time last year, I was mainly sourcing the thrift store and the bins. Because of the pandemic that happened in March, I had to start getting a little bit more creative with where I started sourcing. So I'm adding a lot more places in here, but time is money and I want to make the biggest bang for my buck. So what is providing that for me? This is a consignment store and it just happened to be one random purse that I bought. But I will continue to go back there because what I did was take old sale inventory and purchase this purse, a nicer purse than I wouldn't have paid for normally, and it sold quickly for $125. I think I shared it with you guys last week what sold. All right, so let's see. And this is something I want to talk about. In the community, a lot of people really like the bins. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. I don't want to say that anyone's strategy is wrong. There are so many different type of ways to do this. The bins are fantastic if you have a low input, like if you don't have a lot of money, a low capital to put up. You cannot beat the bins prices. You can see my average cost of goods for bins is 63 cents. So you cannot beat that. However, bins you have to dig and it's very time consuming. And currently for this month, my average profit from bins finds is $8.06. That's not worth my time, y'all. So I actually am not a big bins shopper pre-pandemic, but definitely I haven't even been back to the bins since the pandemic because now you have to wait in line for an hour. And then you can only go in for 2 hours, and like the time commitment on top of what it already was is even worse. I typically was sourcing thrift stores before, but I want to, with a $32 profit. Keep in mind, these are gross numbers, so this is not taking out shipping, fees, and other expenses it takes to run a business. Online sourcing, I want to talk about this a little bit. So online sourcing is something I've been dabbling in a little bit. Online sourcing typically is going to give you a higher cost of goods because you're sourcing online. It's going to cost higher than the thrift store or definitely than the bins, but is it worth it? And so far, you know, I'm spending $30. I'm mainly sourcing purses online. So that is why it's so high, but I'm making $33 a profit. So what I'm doing is working. I'll show you some of the purses that are selling. I wouldn't source all purses online. You have to be specific with what you're sourcing. But the nice thing about it too is I can go in and look specifically with, I want this brand, I want this color, I want this, whatever. Right. The other thing I'm going to come down here and look at as well is the palette. I have added in the palette to my sourcing. I'm not sure. I mean, stay tuned to watch these with me to see if this is something that I'm liking. Time-wise, it is not any less time than thrifting. It's likely, I'm going to time myself once. Just a rough estimate, I spend more time doing a palette than I spend when I go thrifting. And the reason for that is, so I get manifested palettes, which means that I go out and I've been bidding on them. So I go out and I find these auctions. And then I download the manifest and I analyze the manifest and say, is that worth my time? And I typically am doing 3 to 10 of these before I decide on one that I'd like to auction on. So that takes time. And then once I decide on it, I have to do the auction, which typically I spend about a half hour before the auction ends in a bidding war with someone. So that's a half hour there. And then it takes time to pay for it. You have to go through and pay the invoice. You have to go through and do like a wire transfer and then schedule the pickup with FedEx. So that's time as well. Those are small times, but it's still time, especially for a busy mom of 3. And then it gets here and you have 300, 500, whatever, how many items in a big box in your garage. And so yesterday I got it out of the box and I brought it into my house with the help of my children. It was on my Instagram stories. If you guys want to see, it was really cute. They were very helpful. As helpful as a 3 and 5-year-olds can be. But that took me about an hour and a half just to bring it into my house. And then it took me about another hour and a half to get it as organized as you see here, which is not even really organized. Some of it's hung up, some of it's just in different brands or categories, so I can mentally figure out how I'm going to list it. And then most of the items that I've received in a pallet come with like a clearance sticker. So I have a heat wand, a heat blower, maybe I think it's called, that I put on and peel off all those stickers. I'm assuming that's going to take me 1 to 2 hours. That's all the time that it has taken me before I've even started listing, which is more time maybe than it would take for me to source that many items. So it's not taking more time. However, these are all things that I did with my kids. I cannot go sourcing with my kids, especially because we're remote learning. So that's something that I have to take into consideration. Let's look at how it's performing as far as data goes. So my average profit is $27.68. Keep in mind, this palette is, I purchased some items off of my friend's palette, and then 2 of my friend's palettes, and then the palettes that I've been purchasing. The items I think that I purchased are a little bit higher quality than the stuff that I purchased off of someone else. So I am hoping that that average sale price goes up, but it's slightly under. I like to be, around $35. It's slightly under that, but it's higher than I thought it was going to be. And like I said, it's things that I can be doing. I can work on this when my kids asleep. I can work on it, while they're playing or having lunch or whatever. I don't have to be I don't have to go out to thrift stores and stores. So while that's not necessarily less time, it's on my time, if that makes sense, right? So as of right now, that's good. I will say too, I quickly looked at the current palette that I purchased. I've had it listed. I don't have everything listed yet. I have one more rack to go before the first palette will be listed. But what I have listed has been up for 2.5 weeks. I started listing 2.5 weeks ago, and 10% of it has sold already. And that's actually even higher because I sold a lot of it today. So I feel like that's okay. In 2.5 weeks, a 10% sell-through rate for the palette with a $27 average sale price. So I do feel like as of right now, I'm going to continue down that path. But it's a large purchase. That is the other thing. It is a large purchase. And so while you see these great gross numbers, my net numbers have not been great the past couple of months because I've had to make these large purchases. So that's something you have to keep in mind too. If you want to do a palette, is you're doing these large purchases and you need to have the capital up front, and it's going to take me months and months to recover those costs. So that's it. Unless anyone has questions about what I've been rambling on. Is it still, my husband said, I know he's not here anymore, but it's still blurry. Is it still blurry for you guys, or is it better? Looks okay on my side. How were your guys' sales? Were you noting? So I've had an increase in sales. Some of it was from the sale from eBay. But I think Poshmark definitely, my crack theory. So I had 12 items last week. And then this week I had 21 items on Poshmark. I also do think some of that has to do with listing the palette. People are liking it. All right, so let's look at actual items that sold. This is my Poshmark closet. This is my Poshmark closet. So these, I actually don't remember where I left off last week. I feel like I talked about these. Did I talk about these? Yes, I did. Sorry, guys. I was in a rush today to do these. I usually write it down. Sorry, guys. I usually have this right where I left off last week. 3 people, great. Oh, okay, yes, okay. Sorry, I had scrolled too far. Okay, so here's where we're at. So let's see. Soul Society shoes. I'm starting to see boots are selling, which I love because boots tend to sell higher. These were $139 shoes. I had them listed for about $40 or $50, and I got an offer for $22. And I took it. That's kind of the life that we're living right now. Comps are down. People, you're seeing more saturated in the market. A lot of people are doing it as a side hustle, trying to get some extra cash. So they're taking lower offers. So if I don't take it, someone else will, right? I have a crap ton of inventory. I'm not a hoarder. I'm not trying to keep onto these items for $5 or $10 more. That's kind of my mindset right now. But that's why my average sale price has gone down, because I am taking lower offers, but my sell-through rate is going up. So I'm totally okay with it. Sorel, these boots were a bundle with this shirt. They were pretty tore up. So I think they ended up selling. When you bundle on Poshmark, the sold price is what the listed price was. So I think it sold for like 55 or 60 together for the bundle, maybe. Here is some of the free people from the palette. So as I mentioned last time, I do not use stock photos. However, look at me, Sarah, you're using a stock photo. I don't use stock photos without permission. It is using someone else's property without having their permission, and that's why I don't use it. However, I did reach out to quite a few people when I was looking into a palette, thinking it would be so much easier if I had stock photos. Reach out to quite a few places asking for stock photos, and I found a place that said I could use their stock photos. And so that's why you see like some of the stock photos I am using, some of them the place did not have them. So but these were sold in a bundle as well. Under Armour were from my brother-in-law, gave me a bunch of inventory over the summer. So I still have some of that that's selling. What's up? My sales are up about 30% over last month. I was able to jump from 500 to 600 listings finally. That's super exciting. What do you think you're doing that's increasing your listings over there on eBay? These Colhan are from the palette that I purchased items off of my friend's palette. So this is going into the average sale price for the palette. These are booties. These items, this was a bundle. You bundled this together. I got a decent amount of bundles on Poshmark. I'm noticing if I'm having similar type items. So these items were all from my cousin's boutique, very similar style, that people are bundling them together. So that was a bundle that was sent from my cousin. I purchased inventory off of her boutique that closed down last year. So this may have been part of that too. Yes, I think it was actually all 5 of these items. These Columbia Minks, I have these boots and I absolutely love them. I only wear minimal shoes, so they're very flexible. I've sold a pair of boots like this in the past for almost $50, 40-ish, 40, $50, something like that. I got an offer for 26. I actually think I got an offer for like 15, and I did counter that one. And we decided on 26. I am countering very little. And if I do counter, it's usually with a note that says, hey, I'm a small business. I can't do that price, but I would love to find a price that works back for both of us. And I found if I counter back once, if I counter back multiple times, I usually lose interest. Articles of societies, I'm seeing jeans are starting to sell a little bit. This was from the bins. Boots, you guys can see here some boots that are selling winter type stuff, except for this romper, shorts romper. Apparently it's still tropical some places, but here's a pair of boots selling. This was from my brother-in-law's lot. These were new tagged leggings. I had them listed at 40 and someone offered me 20 and I took it. So you guys can see what happens if I am not taking these, why my average sale price is going down, because I am taking these lower offers on higher price inventory that I have, but I wasn't getting sales, right? So do I want lower offers and money, or lower offers and decline them and no money? I like money and I don't work to not get paid. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. This vest was from my cousin's lot, new with tag, cut from cloth jeans. So this was actually a bundle as well. Boom, 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 boom. Those 4 items was a bundle. She sent me an offer actually, and it was a reasonable offer. I think it was like maybe 2% lower than an offer I would have sent, and 2%, like you're talking like $1.50 or something stupid. So I took it. People, I'm hoping on Poshmark are getting smart about bundling. This would have cost like $20 or something stupid to ship on eBay. On Poshmark, you can ship £5 for like, what is it, $7 and something, $7.99 or whatever it is. So hopefully people are starting to get smart about bundling on eBay. And Duncan saying, as mentioned, I price a little higher to allow for offers. And I agree. I price to allow for 20 to 30% offers. However, I'm getting 50% and higher offers. And let me tell you that these Mia boots were priced at $39 and I got an offer for 20. So that's basically 50% off. These Cole hand boots were priced at $97 and I got an offer for $50. These boots I was considering countering on, and let me tell you why I didn't. One reason is because they're a size 6, so they are a smaller size. I have 0 likes on them, which is Poshmark's only way for you to know if they're getting visibility. I went over to my eBay store really quick to see how many views I had got over there and if I had any watchers. I think they've been listed for a month and a half, and I think they had 14 views and no watchers. So they're not like, if they had like 10 watchers or even hundreds of views, I would have been like, okay, someone's going to buy those. I don't think a lot of people were looking at those. Some of it, yes, it's the beginning of fall, so maybe that would have increased. However, I still made $50, right? Like, so I took the offer. And then this free people actually was not included in the numbers. I sold it this afternoon. So that was not included. But there's that. Let's look at some eBay sales. So I actually like what I did last week. Let me pull up my eBay because when I show it in the view on eBay that I'm showing it on, it doesn't show what it actually sold for. But I don't have another way to show you guys this without showing the customer information, and I don't want to show you the customer's information. So I'm going to show you the item, and then I'll tell you what it actually sold for by looking at my phone. I think that was helpful last week. So let me scroll down and get this brought up. Okay, this is from the palette. So I had it listed at $49. It actually also helps you see the offers that I'm getting and what I'm taking. So it was listed for $49 and it sold for $40. That was very similar to the price. I had this for sale on Poshmark as well from the palette, free people, new with tags, roughly $10 off. This I'd had forever, fast and free. I accidentally have free shipping on some things still. I think if there's like an offer out on something, like I go in and mass edit it, and if there's like an offer on it or something, it won't update. So some of these still have fast and free, which kind of sucks. But it was listed for $36. I got an offer for $29, which was totally a reasonable offer to me. It's new with tags for $118, but I'd had it for almost a year. I was hoping a new with tags I could get more, but it is what it is. This shirt, and I will say I'm getting a lot more of these messages. Hey, I sent you an offer. I'm really not trying to offend you, but I'm very low on funds because of COVID right now, where I lost my job or whatever it is. And so I hope you will accept. So $21, and the offer was for $15. I did accept it. A pair of boots, soft boots. These were listed for $46. I had an offer for $32. So $12 off. That's roughly 40% off. Big sales here. But what I'm noticing is I counter and then they decline. So I'm taking them. I have 900 items for sale. I have roughly 400 items that need to be listed. I'm running out of space, and I'm not trying to keep like, okay, I could keep these for the next couple months, and they could sell for maybe $10 more, or I can sell them now. I have space to have new inventory that's going to sell. And now I have $32 that I can reinvest into my business, and I can buy 10 more things. Well, my average sale price is like $5. So I can buy 6 more things that are going to make me $30. And now I am making more money, right? So that's kind of my mindset with it. Free People, this is from the palette as well. This was listed at $60. I got an offer for $44, and I took that offer. What does eBay say? I'm getting, oh, wait. I'm getting more 75% off offers lately. Don't know what's up. People are broke, y'all. Like, I mean, seriously, people are broke. The country's on fire. There's a lot of political uneasiness, which makes people hold on. I've heard a lot of people that are like, I had to quit my job to remote learn my kids, or I'm on furlough, so I'm having less income. I mean, there's a lot going on right now. It makes absolute sense that people are sending lower offers. And this is where I'm pivoting my business on the back end to accommodate the market that we're in. Instead of saying, oh, we're getting low offers and I'm not going to take them, I'm going to counter, and then I'm not making money. I'm pivoting my business to make up for this. eBay should show the offer accepted price when things sell, but they show the full price and probably charge on full price. Yes. Yes, I'm getting that it's Coford offers, but I'm like, you're strapped. You don't need a fur vest or a sequin blazer. I'm losing my empathy, apparently. I get that. And I am noticing that it's definitely like when COVID hit, it's starting to feel like that time again. But you have to keep in mind that happened. And then a month or two later, we got a stimulus. So the economy kind of, it was fake, not fake, but it was stimulated, right? Like the economy was stimulated from the government. And so people were spending a bit more freely, and that went away in July. And so now people are more strapped again. And I agree to a certain extent, but that's their money to spend how they want to spend. And if they don't have if people don't have the money, then I'm not selling those for a vest or sequence blazer. So I will take what I can get right now. I'm feeling the same. I'm taking offers without countering if I'm at least making something. You'll have to build a large shed for storage out in the backyard. I'm just going to try and increase my sell-through rate, honestly. Like if I'm working, and you guys can see my average sale price is going down, but I'm going to just try and increase my sell-through rate and process this inventory. I've done a lot of back-end processing improvements so that I can process stuff much quicker than I used to be able to, in hopes that I can get through this a lot quicker. People are broke for real. I'm taking low offers too, just to move stuff. I 100% agree. Pivoting is key based on what's going on. Absolutely. And I'm just going to do a quick plug again. If you guys are interested in the class, I'm going to talk a lot about this in the class, because I want the course to be so that you you being whoever wants the course and needs help, you can figure out how to make these pivots, how to look at your data, how to decide what's working, what's not working, and how to move. If I did a course that was like, here's how to do PoshMark, here's my Bolo brands, here's my bread and butter brands, that's going to be irrelevant. In our climate right now, that's going to be irrelevant in like a month. Things change, platforms change. I want to be able to teach you how to look at what your data is and make decisions based off of your information, to be able to stay up and do what you need to do for your business. So that being said, if you're interested in the course, there is a pre-sale form down below. Duncan's saying throw a lot of the palette stuff up on at $15. Honestly, the palette stuff, I'm actually not taking that low of offers on. I have countered on some of that stuff because it is getting a lot of interest. It's new with tags, free people, sweaters, winter stuff. It's getting. I've actually only had 1 or 2 low off that stuff. I mean, so it was like a 30% offer. Some of these offers I've showed you are a little bit more than that. I'm a mix of accepting offers and counting fairly, only to be offered this sound of crickets and me thinking I should have just taken the offer. I'm getting better though. That's Jacob. You know, we all go there, and there's been items that I'm like, I should have taken the offer, and then it sits for a year. And I have 900 items. I don't need 900 items sitting in my basement. Like, take it. I mean, I don't want you to watch this video and then come offer me like really low offers, but that's kind of where I'm at. This is just to get sales going. So on eBay, I have items like this. It was like a quarter at the bins or whatever, fast and free, $4. So basically I made no money off of this, but just to get sales going on eBay. So you can start to see this actually does show if it sold on this sale. So this sold for 50% off, $12. This sold 50% off. These boots sold 50% off. I was actually kind of sad. I didn't mean to put these on the sale. Whoops. I'm still learning how to do eBay. I didn't mean to put them on the sale. These are winter boots. They were rabbit fur. It's hardly fall yet. They probably would have sold a bit higher, but you know what? They sold and they got sale going. They got movement going in eBay, and out the door they went. This sold, let me look. This did not sell for this. It was an offer, but it was a reasonable offer. $45. Fast and free. These sold for an offer for $14. That was a reasonable offer. And the thing too with offers is sometimes you get these lower offers, but then sometimes you get full, and I'm going to show you guys a couple in a minute. Sometimes you get a full offer, like you get a full buy. And so it makes up for a couple of the items that you didn't get as much as you had wanted. These ones were rough. Someone had caught on to what I was doing and totally took advantage of it. So these dresses, this one, and this one was the same person that purchased them for the 50% off sale. And so by the time she purchased them, I bundled them all together and shipped them. I made like $1 a piece. But hey, it was sales, and who knows if I would have purchased them anyways. Again, this was just to get sales going, so I made no money off of that. This coach sold for half off. This one I was actually fine selling for half off. I'd had it for a while, and it was actually really little. And so, you know, little coach purses are going to sell less. These, I haven't had too much luck with this brand, Q2. They're new with tags. So they sold for $11. That's the 50% off. These were the 50% off. Dansko's I'm finding sell the like normal, their professional clogs that they have sell pretty well. I've bought other Dansko's and it's hit or miss on this style. So these sold, I'd had these for probably 6 months. And they sold, had a couple scuffs on them. This was an offer for, it's not letting me. Oh, there we go. For $14. So this was almost, 50% off offer. And I took it. This is what it is. I still made a profit. This was a full right purchase. So this is from the palette as well. Free people, full right purchase for $90. This one I accidentally put on the sale as well. Little sad about it, but it is what it is. So it was listed for $128. Comps, I think, were closer to like $90 to $100. I sold it for $64, but I mean, it's still $64, people. Like I still made 60, or I didn't make because I have an inventory or I have a cost of goods, but it's still $64, y'all. DL 1961. I've heard these are really fancy brand. I can't really move them. They were listed for $59. Someone bought them for $30. So I may consider moving some of the other ones that I have. $30 is still a reasonable price. These jeans sold for half off as well. This top sold for half off. I had taken I had quite a few of these and I have sold them for between like 15 and 17. So a little bit off of what I normally would take. This one sold half off, but these are tanks. So if I don't sell them now, they're probably going to sit, right? And then the last one was a full out buy for $19.80. So those are my sales for the week. I am glad to hear how you guys are all doing. Thanks for hanging out with me. I have an index card inspired by another reseller taped to my computer monitor with the words "Let It Go" in bold black Sharpie. It's helped. That is such an awesome idea. And I don't remember who told me this, and I absolutely agree, is you cannot have an emotional connection to these items. That's why it's really hard to sell your own stuff, because you're emotionally attached to it and you spent your own personal money. I'm thinking of this as a business. I'm thinking of this as numbers and money. And that's why I think it's easier for me to kind of let these go. And I'm also thinking about like the amount of inventory that I do have. Like I'm not hard up for inventory, right? What's a couple bucks? And that's the market that we're in. That's the climate that we're in. You have to roll with it. You have to do it with what you have to do. Megan saying might do better on ThreadUp. I'm wondering if you're talking about those jeans. So I'm sending in a mix of everything to ThreadUp to kind of see what's selling. I'm wondering if she's talking about the DL 1961 jeans. I did send in some jeans this last time around. I might do another set of jeans as well. So that's my what's sold for the week. I'm smelling dinner being cooked. I don't know what's for dinner, but I'm kind of hungry and excited. That's where it's at. Last note I do want to mention, like I said, I am a Posh Fest speaker next week. So if you are going to Posh Fest, I am speaking on Saturday around the 12 o'clock time frame. I don't remember the exact time frame, but you can look on Posh Fest and see it, talking about spreadsheet success with another reseller. Her name is Robin. So excited for that. I'm also going to be, there's a Posh Fest pre-party. You can see it on, I think it was in my stories, or send me a DM if you're interested. It costs $5, but all of the proceeds go to Kim City. And I'm going to be speaking on that as well. And then Friday evening on this channel, I'm going to have a live recap. And then the following Monday, so October 5th, on my normal Monday accountability call, I am going to have some more people on to recap the Saturday session. So if you can't make it to Posh Fest, or even if you can and you can't, they're doing breakout sessions. So you're going to miss some of the content. Stop on by and check out what's up. So that is it. And then one more time, if you guys are interested in the course, when it comes out, I'll likely send out a pre-sale where you get a discount, and definitely make sure to fill out the form down below. And then also for the palette, everything that's behind me, it is the new palette, an active palette, active athleisure wear type of palette, Adidas, Nike, Champion, Ideology, that kind of stuff. Columbia, maybe one or two of the North Face, I think I saw in there. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, I am going to be doing mystery boxes. I will probably do a discount if you are filled out the form, and I will notify you ahead of time. So Duncan, I'm not sure how much the course is yet. $5,000? Done. No, I'm trying to figure out pricing on it. I don't want to make it to where people can't afford it, because I do understand the climate right now, but I do also have to be cognizant of my time. I don't have a lot of time, and the time I'm taking to do the course is time I'm taking away from making money reselling. So I will figure all of that out and let you guys know on the price. Usually when I release something new, I do a big discount as well. So make sure to get on the list for that. So I hope everyone has a good week. I will see you guys back here next Wednesday for What Sold Wednesday, and then Monday as well for my accountability call. Last Monday, we didn't talk anything about accountability, but it was a really good talk. We talked a lot about PoshMark improvements, purchasing a pallet, being a full-time reseller. So you can catch that in the recording on YouTube or the Monday calls I put on to the podcast. So if you just want to listen, you can do that. So I hope everyone has a good day.